Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Nope, I did not have tacos. Oh well, it's all good. Maybe next Tuesday. How are we doing today? My name is Jesse, and welcome to Questionable Sports. So, today we're going, let me go and show you what the topics are going to be about today. So, today we're going to talk, we already welcomed y'all, and then, rest in peace. What am I thinking? Who's in first? Surprise or not? We're going to refresh on this past Saturday. Scotty's going to join us. We're going to see what Scotty's got to do on his topics today. Got the question of the day. And of course, it's my show. I got the last word. So, starting off, this is for Mutombo and Pete Rose, who passed away yesterday. What's going on, Mom? How you doing? Kareem, what's up? What's going on, Miguel? Thank you for joining. Cheers. This is for Mutombo and Pete Rose, who passed away. First thing I'm sipping on. Got some little whiskey here. That's why I got straight whiskey with some ice, but the ice started kind of melting, so that's why it looks so light. Not gonna tell you what whiskey it is, but it's whiskey. What up, Coach? Hook 'em. Yep, they're looking good. I'm still gonna say sick 'em. It don't matter. Still a better fit. Hey, I don't hate Texas. I said it before. I don't hate Texas. I'm not a Texas hater. I just feel like I mean they're my third favorite team. If you want to go by that, it's Baylor, Notre Dame, Texas, probably Alabama, SMU. So that's where I'm at right now. Each year it may change just because of what's going on. Light. Oh, my producer said my light. There we go. Yeah, I say I'm not. Y'all tell me I'm too dark. So first thing first, like I said, rest in peace, Mutombo and Pete Rose. Starting off with Mutombo, I remember watching Mutombo play basketball. I used to love. I mean, he never played for the Mavericks or anything like that, but he played for Houston. He played for the 76ers, played for Denver Nuggets. I used to love when he used to block shots and he used to just shake his little finger. It was funny to me. It was funny. And it was just it's nice to have back then there was a lot of defensive players, a lot of guys who were tough and rough, and that's what he was. He was one of the tough, rough kind of guys. So he didn't play no games. He was a bad. He's from Africa, and he did a lot. And after he passed away, he did last yesterday, and I started watching a lot of videos and listened to a lot of people talk. I didn't realize how much he done for the community. I know he did a lot for Africa, from where he came from, Congo, but I didn't realize how much he did for just this community in general. He opened a $26 million hospital, 26 to $29 million hospital in Africa. I mean, that's a big deal. So it sucks, he was only 58. I believe he was 58. Yeah, 58 years old. And it gets me thinking, man, I'm 41. I'm 17. That's 17 years away. But it's not about me. It's about him. He's the one who passed away, and may his soul rest in peace. And same thing with Pete Rose. Pete Rose is a great baseball player. Never saw him play. I just heard all about everything that he had to go through, and with the scandal, the gambling scandal, and everything, and being banned from baseball. And somebody asked me, well, actually, it was Kareem asked me, I feel like he should have been in the Hall of Fame, and I do. I do feel like he should have been in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he did hella good. His gambling problem became. I'm not sure if it was during his playing days, but I know it was when he was coaching, when he was doing his gambling, when they caught him gambling. So I do feel like he should have been in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if they're actually gonna let him actually after he passed put him in the Hall of Fame. That would suck because I'd rather had him in the Hall of Fame while he was alive. Um, but it is what it is. May their souls rest in peace. Pete Rose. I mean, he was smart. If you ever watched the pre games for like baseball, I remember, especially last year when he was talking a little bit about baseball, especially when the Rangers were in the playoffs. We all were watching the Rangers in the playoffs, so it was kind of cool to see how smart he was and the knowledge he had. I mean, I don't think he was there a lot in the playoffs talking, but I know he was there. Is that Scotty joining?
Yeah, I'm here.
I hear you, Scott. I heard you join. How you doing today, Scott?
I'm pretty good.
Let's all welcome Scott to the show.
What's up?
All right, Scott. I was just talking about Mutombo and Pete Rose and their passing this yesterday. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you have anything to say. I just just kind of giving a little throwback. I said that I felt like he should be in the Hall of Fame. So Pete Rose, I feel like Pete Rose should have been in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So I don't know what your take is on that.
Yeah, I mean, he should be, but I understand why he hasn't yet, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like I think they made their point. Like, come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So, but moving on. The next thing we got going on is what I'm thinking, and it's mostly about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see. Kareem had something to say. Kareem said Pete Rose is the only player I've ever seen literally dive at going. Oh, he did. That what was that? They said my mom said hi, Scotty. Uh,
Hello.
what was that? They called it something. Sc- Uh, Rose Hustle or something like Pete Russell Hustle or something like that. Um, yeah, he didn't take no plays off. So, welcome back, Scotty. Remember, he wasn't here last week. Scotty didn't want to be with me last week. Now that was my fault. I was sick one day, and then Scott was busy the other days. So he's glad to be back. I know, but
Yep.
let's talk about the Cowboys real quick. We probably won't talk about it a lot because I know Scotty don't want to hear about it because they lost to the Cowboys, the Giants did. But I'll start off with the bad news with Micah Parsons with his high ankle sprain. Right now he's week to week, which is a good thing. But with high ankle sprains, that's just iffy. It's just one of those things where you're like, it can be a lingering injury. It won't completely heal until you're completely off of it for a while. And then T Law, um, that was put on the IR. I'm not sure what his injury was. Something with his foot in the middle of his foot, in the bottom of his foot. But they put him on the IR, and he's supposed to be out for 4 to 8 weeks. So that's a tough one. Those are two big losses. Those are basically our pass rush. So going into this next game against Pittsburgh, it's going to be tough. Pittsburgh is not a big running team. They got Najee Harris, but I mean, we'll talk about the Steelers Thursday night. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be.
It's one. It's one good thing the Giants did is they kind of shut down Parsons.
Yeah, they did. They
He
really
really
did. They did a really good job. And the offensive line was not a it
that
was
was
kind of beat up offensive line, wasn't it?
no, the offensive line is not. No,
Mm.
I mean they're pretty solid this year so far.
Yeah, Daniel Jones had a hell of a game. No, Lawrence is not playing, Mom. Lawrence is going to be out. What's up, sister? How you doing? Lawrence is going to be out 4 to 8 weeks. I can't remember what they call the injury. They be using big words, and I got a small brain. Kareem said Devontae Adams should the Cowboys go after him. The way the offense is looking, I would, but it depends on what they're trying to give up. If they're giving up a 3 or 4 round pick, go after him. But if they want like a first or a second, nah, you can get another one. Yes,
No.
my sister said I lost. I owe you a shot. Yes, Victoria, you do. You picked the Buffalo Bills. I picked the Ravens, who ran all over the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
We'll have that segment again Thursday. I'll put a shot on it Thursday. So y'all get y'all's games ready, whatever game y'all want me to put a shot on. What were we talking about? Oh, Devontae Adams. So yeah, that's my take. What do you have on that one?
Don't they have? I mean, do they have any cap space for that?
Yeah, that's true too. That is true. I don't know if they. I think they may have like 2 million in cap space this year. So it's not a lot. They don't have a lot of room.
Yeah.
Second round is something else. But I mean, the second something else is going to be something that's going to be. It's going to be a player that's going to cost money. You know what I mean? Okay, because like I was just saying, I think their cap space. The last I saw was like 2 million, but that was before the season started. So I'm not sure what room they made since then, especially making those new contracts with Dak and CD.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would love to have Devontae Adams. I think he'll be a great addition to the Cowboys. He's a
Isn't
deep
Parsons coming up too?
Parsons. Yeah,
Is that next
he's
year?
on his last year of his contract. So next year he's going to be asking for more money. You have,
Hmm.
I think he's the biggest one. That's going to be. Oh, Lawrence is going to be. He's on his last year of his contract too. But unless he takes a big pay cut, he's not going to be at Cowboys next year. He's not going to because they're paying him $20 million right now. They're not going to pay him $20 million next year. So
Yeah.
and Parsons, he wants to be paid like 30 something million a year. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out. But I would love to have
Yeah.
Devontae Adams. I don't know how that will work out. What they can do. Maybe they'll be over the cap and just have to pay a luxury tax on that. I'm not sure. So, um, well, I know one thing though. I know the Cowboys already get into this bye. You know, I'm not. I don't like speeding up the season because it already goes fast as it is. But I know they got Pitt this week, they got Lions next week, and then they got a bye week. And so I think once they get to the bye week, they can get people back. I know they miss Bland. Bland should be coming back pretty soon. Parsons should be after the at least the bye week, he should be back to almost 100%. Lawrence should be after the 49ers game should be coming back off the IR. We'll see where he stands. Got a couple of defensive tackles that went down a couple of games ago. They should be coming back pretty soon too. So we'll just have to see how it goes. You know, hopefully they can step it up defensively this coming up weekend. But we'll talk more about that on Thursday. Moving on, the next topic is who's in first. So in first in the NFC East is the damn Washington Commanders.
Yep. No one saw that coming.
Yeah, no one saw that one coming. I think they have Washington maybe third or fourth in the division. And you know, I said this before, and I think I said this on this. I'm pretty damn sure I said this on the stream. Daniels was a good quarterback, and he's better than Caleb Williams. I know I said it. I may not said it on YouTube, but I know when I was on Twitch and Draft Day, I said Daniels is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be a way better quarterback. He had to go against better competition. USC didn't go against all that high uh, competition. Like their biggest competition was Utah, and they lost. You know, so he didn't play good in that game because that was a good defensive game. Mom Diggs is okay. I haven't heard anything about Diggs. I think he just had a little few bumps and bruises, but he's good. He was cramping on the other day at the game on against the Giants. He was just cramping, so nothing too serious. Nothing a couple of beers won't fix. Um, and then you got Cowboys in second at 2-2, Eagles at third, 2-2, and the G-Man at the last at 1-3. But you know, like I said, Giants were in that game Thursday. They had a chance to win. You know, the
Yeah.
defense is step. They couldn't. They kept putting up field goals instead of touchdowns. So
Yep.
that's what messed them up. And the reason Cowboys are over the Eagles, Eagles have not played anybody in the division. Cowboys are 1-0 and Washington's 1-0. Giants are 0-2. So, um, but let's see. Oh, well, I was saying about the Washington about Jalen Brown is that he was good. He's better than Williams. I was like, the reason I feel like nobody listens to me is because I'm brown. Oh, I'm not on or maybe because I'm not on ESPN. But all right, Scotty, I got a couple. I got a. The next segment is called "Surprise or Not." You tell me. I'm gonna tell you a team, and you tell me if you're surprised on their record or not. So,
All right.
all right. The first
Are we
one,
doing NFL?
NFL, yes sir, yes sir.
Okay.
After this segment, then we're going to college football.
All right.
The first one is the Vikings. They're 4-0.
Um. Yeah. Kind of surprised.
Especially with Sam Darnold as the quarterback.
Yeah, because supposed to be McCarthy, so
Yeah, JJ McCarthy, but he got hurt sitting in
that
surgery.
might have helped. That actually might have been good for them.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like the surprising thing is the coaching because they're putting Sam Darnold in a position to win. The running game is decent. It's not great, but
Yeah.
their receivers are playing hella good. They're playing good for the quarterback. You can tell they want to play for him and not just going out there gagging around, just saying, "Damn, we got a shitty quarterback. I'm not going to play hard." So they're out there trying, and they know that he can make those throws. I was watching the game, and Addison I actually have him on fantasy football team, and I had him on the bench. Man, the ball that Darnold threw to him was so damn perfect. He didn't even have to try to move his arms. The ball would just landed right in his hands. I was like, that's a
Yeah.
great ass throw. And I always say this, and I said this before. I think I may have said it a couple of weeks ago. I may have said it last week. The quarterback, the scheme has to fit the quarterback. What sucks is the coaches try to make the quarterback fit the scheme, and that just doesn't work out a lot of the time.
No.
So maybe that's what's going on with Daniels and the Giants. That could be going on with
No. But he has lots of issues.
lots of
I
issues.
think. Well, part of it's because of all the injuries.
That's true.
He's scared to take a hit, so he's and his confidence is shot too.
Yeah. Kareem asked a
But
question,
we got some Giants news coming up in a little bit.
and Scotty's segment.
Yep.
All right. Kareem asked the question: what should Miami do about QB? I say Wilson. You think he should go after the Wilson in Pittsburgh?
That's what I heard that they're looking at. Yeah.
So as of right now, I was reading. Mike Tomlin said that he's going with the hot hand, and that's Fields. So he's going to keep Fields as a starter. So yeah, Wilson's going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make that move at least this week because they're going to see how he plays against the Cowboys. I feel like if he plays good against the Cowboys, Fields would maybe just be the starter for the rest of the years, and then they'll start trying to deal Wilson. But if he doesn't look good against the Cowboys, I'm telling you, as soon as he looks bad, they're switching quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
So I think that they may be. I'm not gonna say they're looking for a reason to sit Fields, but they don't want to let Wilson go just because he's Fields is playing good right now. Because let him come out this weekend and throw 3 picks. They're gonna say Wilson's our quarterback, and now they ain't gonna trade him. Maybe they'll trade Fields. Who knows?
Yeah, be one of those two.
I'm trying to think if there's any quarterbacks out there that might have a backup quarterback that might be decent. And I can't.
They can have Lock.
No, I don't think nobody wants Lock. My mom says, "Do you know who's going to start with the Cowboys to take place of the injured guys?" Well, from what I was listening to Mike McCarthy yesterday on the radio, he said they're going to go. They're going to do more of a rotation with the defensive ends. I guess whoever's running the hot hand is who they're going to run with. So that's probably what they're probably going to do. Kareem, I see what you're saying. Kareem said they need a quarterback. They have all the offensive power to be waste of a season. They do, but they're still all in contract again for the next couple of years. So they're not going to lose none of their guys next year. So supposedly, I was watching ESPN, and they were saying that he's going to come. That Tua's going to come back after week 4. He's not having no symptoms. Everything's been going good. He hasn't been cleared by medical yet. They're probably going to give him another week. But they said he's going to come back. He doesn't want to retire. He wants to keep playing. So I'm not going to knock him. I just, my thing is you got to think of your health before, there's a lot of time after football than there is in football. I mean, and we see what happened with a lot of people who have CTE and all this other kind of good stuff, or not good stuff, bad stuff. So the next team was Washington. Are you surprised or not surprised? Yeah. I know it's still early. They're only 3-1, and they haven't played tough teams. Yeah. I think their toughest team was.
I mean, we almost beat them.
Yeah. I mean, but last week they looked hella good though against who'd they play? I can't remember who they played, but they played hella good. They blew them out. So.
Yeah, they played. They blew out the Cardinals, whose
Cardinals,
offense is
and that's a good Cardinals defense too. And that the Cardinals don't have a sorry defense, so
yeah.
that was an ass whooping. They ran all up and down. They ran the ball a lot, so it's gonna be tough for the Cowboys. I'm not sure about the Giants. Giants, I don't think have an issue with stopping the run too much.
Nah,
So, all right,
I
next
mean
team.
we held them to all field goals when we played them.
Oh, okay. Next team of the Chiefs. Are you surprised that they're 4-0?
No, not really.
They've won some close games. They always find a way to win. On week one,
Yeah,
they won by a big toe stepping outside out the end zone. Last week they just found a way to win. You know, they're always finding
yeah.
ways to win close games. I still don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. So, sister, you could tell your husband that.
I hope not.
I'll buy y'all. We could put a bottle on that one. They ain't winning the Super Bowl. The next team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, are 3-1 with their backup quarterback or starting quarterback, I guess you can say, Justin Fields.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say I find that surprising.
Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin's a hell of a good coach. He's one of my favorite coaches. He's been there
Yeah,
in Pittsburgh, and he has like I don't know how many years they had where they were in the playoffs straight. I'm like, that's crazy. You
yeah.
know,
With
he always finds was
Roethlisberger.
yeah. He had Mason Rudolph as a quarterback and still made the playoffs. Come on now,
Yeah,
man. That's a great coach, and if Pittsburgh could ever get their quarterback situation go together, and I think they'll be a good team. That's all they're
oh yeah,
missing. They've had players. They just always didn't have a great quarterback. They'll have solid quarterbacks like they have right now, a solid quarterback, but they don't have a quarterback who take them to the next level. You know, when the game's on the
yeah.
line, take them down, drive them down the field. They don't have that. So the next team is the Bengals, the 1-3 Bengals. Are you surprised about the 1-3 Bengals?
Uh, at the beginning of the season, I would have said yeah, but after all the drama with the receivers
That's
and stuff,
crazy. Oh man.
it doesn't surprise me
That
anymore.
that's crazy. You know, to sit there and have man, those two receivers are the definition of divas. Both of them.
Yeah,
That's crazy how selfish they are. And CD,
yeah,
I'm gonna call CD selfish too because I think he's affecting the offense because he wasn't there at training camp.
yeah.
But and the last team, we're gonna talk about the last team, the San Francisco 49ers. They're 2-2.
Um, yeah, yeah. I guess so.
At the beginning of the season, you told me that they're going to be a 2-2. I was like,
Probably.
wow, that's crazy. But like with the
Yeah,
injuries that they're having, the thing is that none of the injuries besides the running back Christian McCaffrey, none of the injuries have been serious. They've just been bumps and bruises. They keep him out a week. But still, when you have your star running back out, and I still ain't heard what's going on. I know it's a calf, Achilles, heel, something. It was all that together. It's hurting him. So
yeah.
it's crazy. Hopefully he can get that taken care of because I like him as a running back. He's a good running back, except when he plays against the Cowboys. So,
Uh-huh.
but moving on. We're gonna talk about Saturday's refresh. Talk about
All right.
college football. What'd you say?
I said, all right.
I'm gonna say. You want me to go first, Scotty, or a game, or you want to go first?
Um, you can go first. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm gonna talk about the big game, Alabama, Georgia. That game, Alabama came out strong. They came out strong. I mean, I texted Scotty enough. I think into the first quarter, I was like, damn,
Yeah,
Alabama's good. I was like, what the hell? You know, I did not expect this at all. I expected a close game because I feel like Georgia's defense was gonna be a solid defense to hold them up. Man, Alabama came out.
yep.
Cream said, should Alabama have jumped Texas? The only reason I say yes is because they beat the number 2 team. You know, that's the only reason I'm gonna say yes. But as a Texas fan, I would say no, that's bullshit because Texas didn't lose and they won their game. But I feel like Alabama did win, and it wasn't. This is what happened. This is what I feel like happened in the Alabama game. They got up to that big ass lead, and that's like, all right, we're on cruise control. We got this game. And then here comes Georgia. Georgia, they ain't gonna lay down. I was like, I don't know who told Alabama that Georgia's just gonna lay down, because they sure as hell they were gonna lay down, and they came back.
Yeah.
And that second half, that fourth quarter, let's just say that fourth quarter that's what made that game so damn great.
Yeah.
So, but you know what, Chris, I know what you said. They said they barely beat them. Yeah, they did, but they were beating them the whole game. It was like I said. Alabama went on to what's they call it, consistent, not consistent. When they just kind of just laid back, they just cruise control. They kind of went into cruise control kind of mode, thinking that they just had their defense was going to stop Georgia every time, and it just wasn't happening. At Georgia just started coming back, just chipping back at them. But that play with number 2, that receiver number 2, after Georgia had taken the lead, Marone throw that ball to number 2, and he caught that ball, jumped up, caught that ball, spun, made those 2 defenders run to each other, and then scored a touchdown. I was all kinds of hype. My wife was sitting here just like, that was a crazy play. So, but that was a great game. Yeah, second half, Georgia was dominant in the second half. But like I said, Alabama showed that they could still score whenever they wanted to at that point, because even when Georgia scored, they came right back down this field and scored. Georgia had the ball again to try to score, and Alabama just shut them down. Like I said, I think Alabama's a good team. Could they be number 1? I'm going to say yes today. Next week, we'll find out. No, 2 weeks from now, we're going to find out, because Texas is going to play Georgia. And if Texas beat Georgia, there's no doubt that Texas should be number 1. Now, let's say this, though. Let's say, I can't remember what the final score of the Alabama game, but let's say Texas beat Georgia by 1 point, but Alabama beat them by 3 points.
It was a 6-point game, I think.
6 point. So let's say that. Let's say Texas beats them by 1, but Alabama beat them by 6. But Texas just got done beating them. Does Texas jump Alabama now? Because that same week Alabama's playing, I'm not sure who Alabama's playing. Mississippi State, I think. So I think what they looked at too, and that's why they shouldn't, because Texas didn't start it off slow against Mississippi State. The second half, Texas, blew them out. But the first half, they started off slow, and it's the backup quarterback. Imagine if the starting quarterback was in for Texas, what the game would have been like. Go ahead, Scotty. I'm sorry. I'm talking a lot.
Oh, no, you're good. Are we doing the next game?
Yeah, whatever game. What game you want
to
talk about?
The Miami Virginia Tech game.
That was a good one.
That was definitely very surprised how Virginia Tech came out and almost. Then the play at the Hail Mary at the very end.
What do you think? Touchdown or no touchdown?
From what I saw, it didn't look like a touchdown, because they said that the Miami player was out of bounds and touched it, so therefore it was a dead ball, which is a correct call. So
yeah. At first, I was like, "Oh, how do you let them catch that?" I was like, "That's crazy. How do you let them catch that?"
They should have just knocked it down instead of trying to catch it.
Yeah. But the Virginia Tech was all on the field celebrating, and then they say review.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they should have known it was going to be reviewed.
Yeah, they should have waited, but still, that's just too close for comfort. You hate to have that. Mom, Mom said Saturday is OU Texas game. No, Mom, is next Saturday, not this Saturday. It's
next Saturday, yeah.
So, yeah, but this is, I've always said this, and I don't know, I've said this plenty of times, and I'm going to say it as long as I talk about college football. College football is so fun. It doesn't matter what team. Virginia Tech wasn't even ranked. They were 2-2. Miami was undefeated, and they're playing in Miami. Virginia Tech went out there and was whooping some ass. They were and Miami had to fight back to take the lead. But it was a hell of a game. It was going back and forth. The Alabama-Georgia game was good. The Texas Mississippi State game was good. I mean, you may say, "Oh, they blew them out," but Texas had to fight, and they showed what kind of team they are. They're not just going to lay down when a team's going to come in there and hit them in the mouth like Mississippi State did the first quarter. They were struggling in the first quarter. They kept playing. Second half, they opened that shit wide open. A&M Arkansas game was good. You know, there's SMU blew out Florida State. Ooh, we want to talk about Florida State. Ooh. They bad. But yeah, my next game was Texas Mississippi State, but I've already said a lot about that.
Yeah.
So,
another game that surprised me was Arizona beating Utah.
I didn't even see. I forgot about that game.
At Utah.
Yeah, I forgot about that game. Did Cam Rising play? I don't remember if he.
No,
he was
out.
Man, that dude's like a glass.
They keep saying he's week to week, but then I don't know when he's coming back.
He's been how old is he? Like 27, 20, 26? Like he's up there in age. He's not a young quarterback because he took.
He's been around a while.
Yeah, he took a medical leave or medical rest shirt last year. Now, is that what they're going to do again this year so he can play next year? That's crazy. he's going to retire as a college football player.
Yeah.
The first player to retire in college football. Yeah, I didn't see that game. I had totally forgot about that game.
Yeah, that was a later.
Actually,
game.
I was pretty buzzed.
I caught some of it.
You caught some of it? I was pretty buzzed Saturday. I took those shots. I think I only took three. I took two because the two wrong that I had wrong. And then Oscar had got on. He said, took a shot, but I had just got off. It popped up just as I was logging off of YouTube. So I end up, if y'all go back and look, I end up posting the video of me telling Oscar I saw this message, just missed it. I still took a shot. So I took 3 shots, and then I was drinking. So that night I was feeling pretty good. But the other game that I watched, I actually watched this one, was that Colorado UCF game. And man, did Colorado look good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is not the same Colorado team we watched the last last year and the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
This was a totally different team. And I'm going to say this, Hunter, I like Hunter as a college player. Now, my question is, though, is that going to be able to, go to the next level? He's not in the NFL. He's not going to be able to play both ways. So I think he's going to have to declare what he's going to be, a receiver or a defensive back. And I think he's a better defensive back than he is a receiver. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great receiver too. But the way he plays, he's so damn smart. That interception that he got was a smart ass interception. He baited that quarterback into that interception.
Yeah.
What do you got to say on that one? Anything to say on that?
I don't really have a whole lot to say on that one. I mean, like you said, Colorado, like a totally different team.
Yep. And I actually had Colorado losing. They were talking about how UCF had the best running game and NCAA, they were ranked number 1 in rushing.
Yeah.
And they could not run the ball against that team. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, yeah, I was pretty excited about that. So, with that being said, let me ask you this. Oh, do you have another game to talk about, though, Scotty?
No. Well, I mean, it's another team that surprised me was Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they're getting better every week.
Yep.
So
I think as long as they don't play Georgia, I think they'll be all right.
Miami might have some competition now.
Yeah. I think Clemson's starting to figure themselves out, you think?
Yeah, it looks that way.
With that being said, let's jump over to the hype train real quick. We always do this on Tuesday. Are you going to jump on the bandwagon, or are you jumping off, or you never was on there? Let's talk about how about Ole Miss? You jumping off, Scotty, or are you going to stay on?
That was a pretty not great.
The offense looked bad.
I was hopeful for them. I mean, they could still turn it around.
Yeah.
But I think if they drop another one, then I don't see them going to the playoffs.
Well, it's gonna be tough. They still got some. I can't remember who they got on their schedule, but they still got some players, some teams that have to play.
Yeah, I
They still
think
got
it's
Alabama.
Missouri and maybe Alabama.
Yes, they got
I think
somewhere
they
like
play
that.
Alabama. They play OU.
Nah, that should beat OU.
Yeah, they have LSU,
Ooh,
OU, Georgia.
ooh, yeah. I think they're done for. I
Yeah,
I don't see Georgia losing another game. I don't think they're gonna. I think Alabama
no.
pissed them off.
Well, Texas might handle them.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's oh man, that's gonna be that
Man.
day. That's gonna be Super Bowl for a lot of college sports.
Yeah,
A lot of Texas fans are gonna
yeah,
think of that as a Super Bowl game. What up,
yeah.
Tex? Yeah, I should be getting on today, Tex. I should be getting on after the show. The next team, BYU, the 5-0 BYU.
Um, they surprised me, but I'm
You're
not
gonna
on the hype train yet.
you're not on the hype train with them. You don't think they have the offense to keep up with the all the
I don't
other
know. The
teams.
Kansas State game was, they beat them pretty good.
Baylor almost beat them. Baylor almost beat them.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not quite on yet with BYU.
Um, yeah, BYU. I'm not just sure yet. They have a good team, but I don't think they have a Big 12 championship team. So
Yeah, I mean, we still have UCF, Utah.
yeah, they got a little tough schedule.
Yeah, I mean Arizona. They play next. They just beat
Utah.
Utah.
Yeah. But see, that's
So
the thing
yeah,
though. But Arizona they were supposed to be good anyways. Remember, I was talking at the beginning of the season, not beginning, but they were playing somebody, and I
yeah,
was like, Arizona's going to win this game, and they lost. I
yeah.
can't remember who it was. I haven't got the. I'm not going to look it up. Um, the next team, Texas A&M.
Mm, never was on.
they're they're going to choke. They almost lost to Arkansas, but they're 4-1 right now. They're ranked. They got a Missouri this week, so that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
Yep. So I think if Texas A&M wins that one though, then
Yeah.
you might start looking at Texas A&M again. What about? Are you jumping off Utah's bandwagon after their loss?
Yeah, I mean, I was hopeful for them, but the last 2 weeks they haven't looked great. So
Um, and the next one is one everybody's been talking about the last week or so. UNLV. The coach,
no, I'm not.
the coach, the
I'm not
quarterback quit
hopping
on
on
him
it.
over
We'll
some
give them a
money.
week or two, and they won't be ranked anymore.
Yeah. But hey, I watched some of the game. They were playing inspired. I think they were playing like fuck that quarterback.
Yeah.
Like he named the team. We got this is a team sport. The quarterback they played in there was looking good. So yeah. Again, they weren't playing a tough competition, but still.
Yeah.
One more team, and then we'll have Scotty's segment. Indiana, the 5-0 Indiana. What is that? Alumni?
Yeah.
No, what
I
is that?
mean,
Hoosiers, right? Indiana Hoosiers.
yeah.
So, are you on the hype train? Or
Um,
are you think they're gonna fall short?
no, I mean, I'm hopeful for them, but I'm not on the hype train. I mean, this is I think this is their best start since I think they said 1967
Damn.
when they started 8-0.
Dang.
So yeah,
No,
so I'm hopeful for them, but I'm not
yeah,
always set
they're a
on
basketball team though.
that.
They're a
Yeah.
basketball school. Before we move on to Scotty's segment, let's go ahead and just do the question of the day so people can start chatting in the chat if they want to. The question of the day is: what is your favorite scene? Oh, I didn't put a space in between there. It says scene. What is your favorite scene or quote in a movie? So, y'all let me know in the chat. Let me and Scotty know what's your favorite quote or movie scene in a movie. And we'll go from there. I'll let you know mine. Scotty will let you know his. So now we're moving on to Scotty's selfish segment.
All right. Yes.
Go
A
ahead.
little bit of New York Giants news. Giants actually had worked out with PJ Beathard. He's a quarterback. He was drafted in 2017 by the 49ers. He was there for 3 years, and then he was in Jacksonville for 3 years. And so it's kind of interesting because Giants already have 3 quarterbacks on their roster. So, I mean, I think the writing's on the wall for Daniel Jones. Giants can get out of this from under this contract this year, which would save him $19 million in cap space for next year. However, he does have an injury clause in his contract, so if he gets injured and he can't pass a physical 2025 offseason, then he's guaranteed his full contract, which would be about 42 million cap dead space for the Giants next year. So I think they're really thinking hard about sitting him down. Just a matter of when, I guess.
Do you think? Yeah, well, I was going to ask that. You think they're gonna bench him like maybe 3 weeks left in the season if he ain't gotten hurt yet? Like they did.
I think it might be before that even. I think
Really?
it may be within the next couple of games, possibly.
Do you think they'll healthy scratch him? And since they looked at the other quarterback, they'll probably added him as a third quarterback.
Yeah, they'll probably either have to drop either Locke or DeVito.
Yeah. Dang.
It'll probably be Locke, I would imagine.
All right. Anything else, or you got more? I'm still listening. We're all ears
no, that's
now.
all I have for the Giants this week.
That's all. That's all we got for the Giants. Thank you, Scotty. You said, all right, everyone, grid your loins.
Gird your loins. I do have a player of the week for.
All right, go ahead with your player of the week.
For college.
All right, go ahead. We're all ears.
Jalen Milroe, of course. He was 27 of 33, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he ran 117 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Dang.
And he has 8 rushing touchdowns this season, which is he's leading right now in rushing touchdowns.
So you think he might be Heisman favorite, or should it be Sanders? Or a lot of people are starting to talk about Hunter now, Travis Hunter, because he's going both ways.
Yeah. There's been some noise about Hunter now, but right now, I think I would probably say Milroe is probably number one. I would say.
Okay.
Milroe.
If NFL, if I have a player of the week for NFL, it's going to be Henry, Derrick Henry. Man, that son of a bitch ran all over Buffalo.
Yeah.
And
I would just say Jaden Daniels.
Oh yeah, he had a good game too.
Yeah, he had a hell of a game.
Yeah. So shit, that's what makes it good. All right, now it's time for the question of the day. Motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Blade. Guess what Cream said? My wife says, all right, everybody, grind your loins. That's from The Devil Wears Prada. That's my wife's favorite movie. What do you got, Scotty? Do you have one?
Yes. So probably not many people know, but my favorite director is Tim Burton. So I have a quote from one of his movies
All right.
called Big Fish. Big Fish,
Uh-huh.
it's called. So the man tells the story so many times that he becomes the story. They live on after him, and in that way he becomes immortal.
Hmm. I never saw that movie, so that's a good one.
So yeah, it's a really good movie.
I have to
I
watch.
recommend it if
It's
you
called
haven't
what
seen
again?
it.
Big
Big
Fish.
Fish.
Big Fish. Okay. Um, one of my, I guess you could say one of my favorite scenes, and everybody always talks about it because Denzel is one of my favorite actors. But Training Day, when he goes off at the end, and like that he's putting cases on everybody. I was like, so yeah. And then another one that's my serious one, but my funny one is 40-Year-Old Virgin when what's the black dude's name? He comes and she finds a little speed dating card, and I lost everybody's. I can't think of everybody. Andy was like, he was just like, whoa, you gotta put your hoe on a leash. Boy, that whole scene, I was cracking up laughing so hard because of the shit he was saying and how he was talking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's so fucking funny. I was like the first time I watched that movie, I was like cracking up, laughing so hard at that scene. So, um, anybody else? I'll give you a couple of seconds. Scotty, how was your day today?
It was all right.
It's all right. Trying to see if anybody else
Yeah.
got a scene or a quote from a movie. Um, one of the saddest ones that I guess I could say a quote that makes me sad just thinking about it is The Green Mile. I love The Green Mile. It's one of my favorite movies,
Oh yeah.
but I can't watch it
Yeah.
because at the end when he says when they put that little thing, you know how they put the little mask over their head to so that they won't see their face when they're shocking them, and he says, "Don't put that over my head. I'm afraid of the dark." Boy, I almost tear up every time.
Yeah.
That's so sad. I'm like, man, yeah, that movie. That's one of my favorite movies, The Green Mile. And
Yeah. That's a good one.
yeah, um, but it looks like nobody else is saying anything. Um,
All right.
I think that's all we got. I appreciate everybody showing up today. Thank you, Scotty, for showing up today. We will be back
Yeah.
Thursday, 7:15. I have my segment, put a shot on it. Scotty's gonna have his selfish segment. He's gonna be talking about some bullshit. We talk Saturday games, we talk NFL games, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My daughter just told me. Y'all have a good evening. Be safe. Safety first, then teamwork. Good night.
All right. See ya.